To not only survive in life, but to thrive in it, the importance of building an undefeatable character remains number one. We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. Those are the words of Greek Stoic philosopher Epictetus. He emphasized the importance of understanding control in our everyday lives, saying that our reactions to adversity determines the magnitude of suffering or contentment. Is it fair to say that right now in this moment, life is defeating you? You get defeated almost every day due to some outside force, resulting in a huge reaction that doesn't serve you. You almost feel like life is happening to you, and every time you think you're making progress, something bad happens and it causes an interruption or a huge spiral. Then your emotions become chaotic and irrational, leading you to irrational behavior that you later on regret, or even worse, creating an even bigger problem. I've been there. All I wanted when I was in this situation was to keep focused on getting my dream life, see some positive change, and feel less out of control and like I had some sort of grip on what's going on in my life. Insert Stoicism. Stoicism teaches us that we need to focus on the things that we can control, our actions, our thoughts, our emotions, and focus less on the things that we can't control, which are the actions of other people and the natural occurrence of external events. In our modern world, applying this Stoic framework must serve as a lifestyle and a discipline if you want to live more purposefully and more peacefully. This way of life warrants you to place your happiness solely in your hands, which is scary, I know, but also very empowering. The Stoics teach us that by mastering our thoughts and emotions, we can navigate all of life's challenges with resilience, and by applying this framework every single day, we can stay focused on our goals. So this video is going to serve as your ultimate guide on building an undefeatable character using transformative Stoic principles. So control is going to be the theme of this entire video, because when we understand control, what we have control over and what we don't have control over, we can really move and shift into happiness and peace. There are certain things that are undeniably out of our control, like I said, the natural occurrence of external events and other people. But there are things that we can undeniably control, and those things all have to do with our own being. We can control our judgments, we can control our perceptions, we can control our emotions, our thoughts. Anything that has to do with us, we can control. And 99% of people have these two categories confused, trying to control things that they cannot control and falling victim to the things that they can control and waiting for somebody else to try and fix their life. Once you get these categories in line and understand the difference between the things that you can control and focus your attention only on those, your happiness will start to come back to you. The first thing in building an undefeatable character is mastering emotional rationality. Your emotions are completely valid, but is your creation of them. See, the things that we can control are our thoughts and our emotions, which in turn influence our behavior. If we know this, we can apply it to live more peacefully. If somebody hurts our feelings or we do something with an expected response out of this person and things don't turn out that way, we might perceive this situation or judge it as negative. This negative judgment on this situation will create an involuntary response for us to feel mad, hurt, upset, angry, which will then cause a potentially irrational action. We might yell at this person, we might try to hurt them back, but by constantly engaging in this negative loop, you will birth a reality that you are constantly reacting to rather than consciously creating. One is chaotic, one is very fulfilling. I will let you decide which is which. Marcus Aurelius said, "Today I escaped anxiety," or no, I discarded it, because it was within me, in my own perceptions, not outside. You might feel like certain situations require certain emotions from you, but that is just your automatic conditioning. It is a figment of your perception, not the actual truth. So to build an undefeatable character, you must focus your attention on choosing favorable judgments and perceptions, which are the things that you can control, when it comes to the things that you cannot control, other people and the natural occurrence of external events. This doesn't mean that you are becoming an emotionally numb person. It just means that you are focusing your attention, the thing that you can control, on choosing more favorable emotions, more self-serving emotions, thoughts, and judgments. Because like I said, those are all the things that you can't control. So why don't you choose to control them in a favorable way to yourself? I got a comment the other day from this video saying that my promoting of emotional detachment was not aligned with my overall mission, which is helping women reclaim their femininity, and I think it's important that we clarify this. Feminine energy is all about expression and vulnerability, and we must be tapped into our emotional side as women. I completely agree. But there's an important distinction to note. We must not act out of character due to our emotions. A masculine man wants a vulnerable woman, but he is burdened by an emotional one. The vulnerable feminine woman is centered. She is in her healthy expression of emotions. She knows how to navigate them. The emotionally chaotic one is wounded and lacks groundedness. She doesn't know how to channel them in a way that is felt and seen by others. So feel your emotions, but do not depend on them to define who you are, what you experience, and your state of being. Your emotions should never stop you from being focused or being in control of your reality creation. If you are going to be attached to anything, it should be the things that you can control, and instead bring an indifference to the things that you cannot control. See the things that you cannot control with a sense of neutrality and indifference, rather than looking at them and perceiving them as things that you can control. Number 2 in building an undefeatable character is morals. Morals or virtues give you clarity on your life. If you have none, you will constantly feel out of control. You will constantly look at other people's success and compare it to yours, and you will constantly try to live like other people. The truth is, everybody wants a different kind of happiness. The recipe for your life will not look like the recipe for that person's life. And I always say, yes, we will share similar themes. My themes in life might be similar to your themes, but the very intricate steps in this recipe will differ completely. When I was in high school, all throughout university, I measured my life with somebody else's scale. Join a sports team, join a club so it looks good on your high school transcript, get good grades so that you could get into university, get good grades so you can go to grad school so that you can get the degree and then go get a good job. That was a ladder I did not want to climb, but the other people around me were climbing it, and I had no sense of who I was and what I wanted in life, so I was climbing a ladder that I was eventually going to slip off of. And when I started slipping off said ladder, I would speak to myself very harshly. Why don't you want these things in life? Why don't you feel a motivation to get good grades or join a sports team, join a club because it's gonna look really good on your application? Why don't you want these things? But the truth is, those were not my core values. So in getting them, I had no motivation. I had no interest or motivation in getting good grades because future me knew that I was not going to need it. I was not going to go to grad school. Once I tapped into my own smartness after outlining my core values, my entire world shifted. And now here I am today, thriving, successful, and doing what I love, which is helping you. So clarifying exactly what you want out of life will reduce comparison, dissolve any inner conflict within you, and keep you focused on your path even when the challenges come. Actually, in Stoicism, it's important that you act only in accordance with your virtues if you want to feel in control of life's challenges. So this is your sign to really sit down and ask yourself what you want out of life, not what your dad wants for you, not what your mom wants for you, not what you see your friends doing or what you think they think is important, but you. Your core values and having them and living by them will give you a soft cushion to land on when life starts throwing things at you, because it will. You will face challenges, you will face setbacks, but you need this soft cushioning of your core values to center you and to help ground you. One virtue that I live by that maybe you can take and add to your list is to accept everything as it is right now in this moment. This is called the path of least resistance. In life, things that we're experiencing in a very moment is there for a reason. The more you try to fight it, change it, the more you will bring resistance into your life, the more you'll bring anger and frustration because things aren't changing. So it's best that you just accept things as they are right now, let it flow through your life, and really look at it and see what it's trying to show you in this moment. What is it trying to teach you? What can you learn from this challenge or setback right now? Number 3, to building an undefeatable character. Unplug from your external world. So I talked earlier about the natural order of life, which means that there are grand, big picture things that happen, larger processes that happen in our universe that are never going to be in our control. We are never going to understand why they happen. That means there is zero gain from trying to change what is naturally, inevitably going to happen. Doing this will only cause you frustration and anger and disappointment. Building acceptance of that into your character will help you immensely, and being disciplined in this thought, in this pattern of thinking, will completely transform your life. Choosing to worry about the external world, the things that we cannot control, zaps you of your power. Zap. Choosing to worry about the future, stewing about the past, concerning yourself with that person's opinion and why they said that and that person's judgment, worrying about why he didn't text me back. This is all so much mental energy that doesn't serve you at all, so stop doing it. You can right now, in this moment, reduce 95% of your current suffering by changing your perspective on these external events. You don't know that he hasn't texted you back because he's found somebody else and he's moved on. You don't know what is going to happen in the future. You can't go back to the past, rewrite it, and then come back here. We've already dealt with that, it's done. So why is your focus there? Take your focus off of these things that you can't control anymore and place it on the things that you can. What life do you want to live? Okay, my focus is gonna get there. Coming up with a game plan, executing that game plan. Where can your focus go that will actually serve you? If you experience things like ghosting or hot and cold behavior from men, or all of your relationships kind of turn out the same, where you get cheated on and things just go downhill, here's my little loophole for you. You cannot control these things happening to you, but what you can control is whether or not you allow it into your life, and two, yourself doing the inner work, doing the healing. And guess what? A byproduct of doing those two things is changing your external world. We cannot physically go out there and change that person that cheated on you, but what we can change is ourselves. Once you realize that and once you turn inward, then a shift can occur. So on a macro level, there are things that we just cannot change. People that we love will die, bad things will happen, yes. But on a micro level, you can change your external world by changing yourself. Focusing on that brings an undefeatable character. Number 4, embracing adversity. Your character will become undefeatable when you can embrace adversity, and building this into your character seamlessly comes when you have a big purpose, aka you know what your why is. When you have purpose, you have faith, and when you go through a setback or a challenge, that faith will serve as an opportunity for you to strengthen your character and your resilience. The challenge, the setback that you face will not derail you. You might be in your feels for a brief moment like, damn, that sucked, but it won't derail you. You'll be right back, snap back into focus, and you'll keep going. You'll keep pushing, you'll keep fighting. Your ability to see setbacks as an opportunity will separate you from 99% of people. Doing this over and over and over again will build up your willpower muscle to keep fighting, to keep pushing. And with that, you will get where you want to go. Whatever goal you have, what life that you want to live, you will be able to achieve it when you can build this into your character. I have been posting on YouTube for over a year and a half with zero growth. A month ago, one of my videos blew up, and now I have you and 33,000 other people watching my videos. If I had let the things that I was going through get me down, the setbacks, if I gave into all of those things, I would not be here. I would still be working my old maid job, cleaning other people's poo and hating my life. Undefeatable characters are undefeatable because nothing can break them. Be her. Number 5, use the law of attraction and stoicism to completely transform your life. I love the law of attraction, the law of assumption, but I also believe heavily in stoicism. However, I think separately there can be a little bit of downfalls with each. If you only live by stoicism, you can bring a sort of rain cloud energy, pessimistic vibe to your whole aura, which we don't want. But if you only focus on the law of assumption and the law of attraction, you're only focusing on the daydreaming, living in the clouds kind of thing. We need to be grounded. We need to be able to have that positive attitude where we're assuming the best for ourselves. We know that what we want, we're gonna get. It's already ours. We just have to get there. But we also need stoicism to understand that action is necessary to achieve our dream life. So stoicism essentially is action, and law of attraction, law of assumption is opportunity. Combining these both will get you exactly where you want to be in life. These two things, chef's kiss. So now, to build an undefeatable character, we can't just gather all this information and then not do anything with it. We have to actually apply it. So use my AA framework every single day so you can start practicing this character. Number 1, ask. Ask yourself, is this thing my responsibility? Is this thing my task? And 2, affirm. I focus only on things that are my responsibility, and I focus only on things that are my tasks. 3, if you have no idea what your tasks or your responsibilities are, write down what you physically as a person are in control of. The things that should be on this list are, I can control my emotions, I can control my thoughts, my behavior, my actions, my judgments, my perceptions. Those are all your tasks. tasks, those are your sole responsibilities. Throughout the day, if you are focusing your attention on things that are not on that list, reevaluate. Go back to the drawing board and reevaluate and constantly check yourself. The things that should have your attention are the things that you can directly control. Now we have this undefeatable character. That's only half of the equation. This undefeatable character needs to have a hot exterior to really be undefeatable. So watch this video next.